Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Gemini, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So, with all that being said, Gemini, let's get started. How does Gemini currently view, this relationship? It kind of looks like you're finally getting what it is that you always wanted. A wish fulfillment of yours is essentially being granted. And instead of you embracing this opportunity that's presenting itself to you, Gemini, it's like you're choosing to just like stand in your own way. Yeah, it kind of looks like you're choosing to stand in your own way. There's a whole lot of overthinking going on your behalf when it comes down to this opportunity that's presenting itself to you. All right, before we get into like what's causing you, right, to, stand in your own way, or what's causing you to overthink this entire situation, let's look at this person that you find yourself connecting with. How does this person currently view this relationship with Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we do have the 9. This person's extremely scared to invest in you, and it's primarily because this person, they kind of look at you like you're a box of chocolates. Like they don't really know what to anticipate and or expect from you, is basically what I'm getting. For whatever reason, they look at you like you're a box of chocolates. Like they don't know, what to anticipate and or expect from you. And because of that, it does cause this person to become extremely fearful when it comes down to allowing themselves to become extremely attached to you, or invest all that they have to essentially give into you in this dynamic that they share with you. This relationship between the two of you, it doesn't make them feel safe and or secure because they do perceive you as somebody who is unpredictable. It's like there's times where you make this person feel like, yeah, like it's safe for me to go there. And there's times where you kind of make them feel like, oh, wait a minute. On second thought, it's not safe for me to go there after all. Okay, so, all right, let's keep going. Let's see what's going on here on your behalf. How does Gemini currently feels? So we do have the Queen of Wands, we got the 6 of Wands, and then we also have, I see, the Temperance card. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Cups. We also have the 4 of Pentacles, and then we have the Sun, and then we also have the 4 of Wands. Okay. I feel like, Gemini, you have the tendency of sending like mixed signals, right, in their direction, and here's why. I feel like there is a part of you that wants to go off and pursue them and a life with them, but then there's that other part of you that's like, but I'm just not ready just yet, like I want to do this and this and this and this and this with my life before I settle down. It just kind of looks like you're unsure on how you even want to move forward, whether that be with this person and or without this person. But I feel like there's times, dude, where you kind of make this person feel like you want them and this relationship with them, which makes them feel really good about you, right? And this dynamic that they share with you. But then there's times where you kind of make this person feel like you just want to be single and you just want to do you, and you're not ready to settle down right now, which causes them to not feel so safe and secure to fully invest all that they have to essentially give into you in this dynamic that they share with you. Again, I feel like this is kind of why they look at you like you're a box of chocolates, like they don't necessarily know what to anticipate and or expect from you, Gemini. Okay, let's look at them. How does this person currently feel about this relationship with Gemini? Okay, so it does appear to me that they know exactly what it is they want with you. The problem is that they don't necessarily feel like you guys are on the same page, right? Because we already kind of like discovered that there's like a part of you that wants to pursue a life with them, and there's that other part of you that's like, but like, I still want to do this and this and this and this with my life first before I settle down. Which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. However, even though you want to go off and do X, Y, and Z, with your life, and not settle down right now, you also don't want to like do away with them and your relationship with them. And I feel like it's kind of stemming from a place of you essentially feeling like you're never going to find someone like this ever again. So it's like you're trying to kind of hold on to them while you try to figure it out on your end, if that makes any sense. But yeah, they're very crystal clear on how they want to move forward and what it is they want out of this entire situation. They want something serious to come out of this dynamic here between the two of you. But because right now you guys are not on the same page, like I said, dude, it just kind of causes them to essentially feel like it's just not a good idea to like invest all that they have to essentially give into you in this dynamic that they share with you, until you're able to essentially show them that in fact you are on the same page as them and you do actually want the exact same things that they essentially want with you. Until then, I just kind of see this person feeling like they have to play it safe with you, but that's the thing, they don't want to play it safe with you, but they feel like they have to, you know, because you have one foot in, one foot out. What actions? All right, so let's focus on this really quickly. We have the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords. That creates an Ace of Swords at play, which basically represents the Sword of Truth. It also represents clarity, okay? So this combo right here is kind of leaning far more towards clarity. The fact that the Ace of Swords is essentially missing is kind of telling me you don't really know how to essentially move forward. However, you do know that a decision needs to essentially be made on your behalf. And whatever it is that you decide to essentially do, it requires you to sacrifice something in the process, whether that be your relationship with this person or whatever this thing is that you wanted to essentially, because I am definitely getting that there's something about you wanting to essentially be, you know, single, and you don't want, and you want to be out here essentially living your best life, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it kind of looks like you can't have both. It kind of looks like you have to choose. It's either going to be your life with this person, or you just basically being single and doing whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? With your life. Either which way, though, you know deep down inside, you can't have both. You can't be single and do whatever you want to do and then pursue a relationship with them at the same exact time. You know that you can't do both. You know that you have to pick and choose between the two. But your whole thing is, but okay, like if I stop seeing this person to the right of me and I just go back to like being single and free and just living my best life, what if I regret it later? Then what? You know what I mean? And then they move on, right, with their life and they meet somebody else. Then what am I going to do? You know what I mean? But then, like, I also feel like you're kind of taking into consideration, like, okay, like, what if I go off and pursue a life with this person? And then I end up, you know, later on regretting it, you know, to the point where I find myself wishing that I was, you know, single instead of, you know, with them. Then what, you know? I just wasted all this time that I can't get back, you know? The bottom of the deck, we got the Moon. We have the 5 of Pentacles. And then we also, the thing is that you don't want to like make an impulsive decision. You just don't want to make an impulsive decision. You just don't. You don't want to turn around and cut them off and then later on regret it. You don't want to turn around and pursue a life with them and then later on regret it. It just kind of looks like you need some time to really think about what it is that you essentially want, you know what I mean? And it kind of looks like you want both, but you can't have both. I keep getting that. Like you want both, but you can't have both. You know what I mean? You just can't have both. Because if you try to have both, I am definitely getting it's going to cause some like issues between you and this person. You know what I mean? So you can't have both, and you know you can't have both. And I feel like that's the part you don't like, is that you cannot have both. It's either them, or is it, or it's going to be you just being single and free and doing whatever it is that you want. You know what I mean? With your life, but you cannot have both. You can't have both. Okay. What actions will this person take? Come on. Towards Gemini. I'm moving forward. So with the 7 of Cups coming out here in the reverse, I mean, it feels right to take it in the reverse. I don't feel like this person wants to start over. Let's just start there. I don't feel like this person wants to start over. If anything, you know, what this person essentially wants is for the two of you to get on the same page and come together. and build towards a life with one another, because starting over is just not something that this human wants to do. They do not want to start over. They don't want to go through the whole process of what's your favorite color or what foods are you allergic. They don't want to do all that. They don't. They really, really don't. But, because there's a but to all of this, if this person has to essentially start over because you decide in the end that you're just not ready for anything serious, I will say this: the likelihood of you later on down realizing, oh no, I think I made a mistake, let me run back to this person, the likelihood of this person taking you back is definitely at an all-time low. Is basically what I'm getting. Okay, because if you choose to go off and be single, I promise you this is going to leave a really, really bad taste in this person's mouth, and they're never going to essentially forget the fact that you didn't choose them in the end. So if in the event later on down the line, Gemini, you realize, oh man, I made a mistake and what was I thinking, and then you run back to this person, the likelihood of them essentially taking you back, it is at an all-time low. This is that type of person that will turn around and slam the door in your face because you didn't choose them, basically, in the end. So just know that if you do, just know that if you do walk away from this, they're not taking you back. They're not taking, once you walk out that door, that's it. It's done and over with. Okay? They're going to make sure that they never accept you back into their life. So just think long and hard about this. Like, if you're okay with never seeing this person again, or having what you once upon a time had with this person again, all right, cool. You know what I mean? If you're okay with that, then yeah, I mean, I guess, walk away. But if you're not okay with never seeing this person again, I don't think it's a good idea for you to get up and walk away. Because if you get up and walk away, they're never going to forget this. Like, I swear this person's never going to forget this. And if you decide to come knocking on their door, they will solely answer that door just to slam it in your face. Like, that's basically what I'm getting. So I don't know. It's just something to think about. It's just something to think about, my friend. It's just something to think about. All right. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.